Alrighty. What's up, everybody? Welcome on in. How's everybody doing? Go to stream settings. There we go. Welcome, Bluey. Welcome, Yat. Is that Yaddy Raised Laya? Welcome on in. We're doing a little bit more texture work today. Sup, welcome Extinct Stuff YT. Swap on over to the general stream view now. Just a little minor jump scare warning. We do have demons afoot. Here they are. Kinda staring into your soul there, but you know. Hi, what's up, the prototype? Alright. So I think we're not far from a completed model now. I just need to go back and do a bit of a detail pass for the texture work. Yo, what's up? Not much. Not much. Just more blending as usual. I did want to say before we started, hold on. Do I have it set up? Yeah, there we go. I want to show you just how much of a difference lighting makes, alright? Look at this. We go from like, oh, I mean, it's scary, but it's like, you know, whatever. And then take away the light. Boom. Literal nightmare fuel. This is what sits in your closet at night. Look at that. Lighting makes so much of a difference with this sort of thing. But for now, since we're modeling him, I'll put him in normal lighting. Alright. We want to add some scrapes. Maybe a little bit of bloodiness. That sort of thing. Where's texture paint? There we go. I want to rough them up a little bit. That, and I don't like how distinct this line is, so I think we want to go back and kind of muddy it up a little bit. Which we should be able to do by going to maybe splatter and then just white and then bring the strength down a bunch. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Don't want to just completely obliterate all of my work. Good streaks. Well, that's the wrong color, but the right idea. Saturation none. Strength very minor. There we go. That kind of lightens it up a little bit, gives it a little more smooth of a transition. Should I smooth it out? I mean, it's kind of doing something, barely, but it's making somewhat of a difference. Remember, I was on your live stream part 4, Brianna. I have a few questions. I want to answer them right now. I'm eating a cookie. Remember you from last time, I think. A lot of names go by in the chat, but I do think I remember. Why does it look like my sleep paralysis demon? Look, all good cryptids look somewhat like a sleep paralysis demon. And I think after we do this kind of like lightning pass, we'll do another speckle bit. Just want to like make this line a little bit less harsh. Yeah, especially at this back part. Oh no, it's lagging again. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Let's just, for this back tail bit, only select that and then invert, hide. Oh no, hold on. Nope. Invert. Alright, there we go. Let's make it a little bit less laggy and annoying. Let's create a beaver animatronic and a beaver builder. Well, the beaver for a pick, I was just going with animals from the Pacific Northwest, and beavers are up there. But then, the reason why it's built is because they build dams. That's like their thing. And then I was debating whether or not I would add like hair and stuff this stream, but honest to God, I think I'll just do that part off stream because figuring out hair is super annoying, at least in my opinion. So I wouldn't want to have to do all that on live. Oh, didn't want to go all the way up there. Finally got one live. Hell yeah, welcome in Funny Guy 65. Yeah, a lot of people have been catching their first live streams lately, which is actually pretty awesome. Glad to see it. I don't know why this harsh line is here, but I can fix it. Let's do this. Oh, too much. A little less. There we go. Honestly, I think the line on the arms is mostly good. So I'll do a light pass on the arms. Oh god, that's not supposed to look like that. Hold on. Let's completely undo that. Low strength. I guess higher strength. It's way higher strength. Seems like you need more strength to add things than to take them away. Alright, cool. Oh, the beaver, can you fix it? Yes, he can, yeah. Pretty much. Bob the beaver. Oh god, I'm getting a little more lag again. See, this is why I need a new CPU. I mean, admittedly, Blender's not good even with better components sometimes, especially with like texture painting and stuff. That much I know, but it will be slightly better at least. I'm thinking I might just get the components today, because why not? And then I can work on it on Friday. Although hopefully it won't end up affecting stream next Saturday if I do that. But we'll just have to see. I need to upgrade at some point anyway. So much power to Mackenzie having a bunch. I mean, she is a moose, so odds are probably an unreasonably large amount. Okay, up at the front looks fine. I won't tweak that too much. I'll just add some spots, particularly on the head. There we go. What's up, Marco? Welcome. Alright, I think... Yeah, I'm gonna be getting the components after this stream, for sure. Just so that it's not an issue. I think once we get this arm... Oh, hell yeah, this is peak monster crafting music. Once we get this arm, we should be good to move on to more of the finer details, instead of just the general coat. Again, I don't know what is up with these, like, random texture seams that keep popping up. I thought I set up everything properly, but I guess it's just finicky anyway. Let's bring strength down to, like, 2. And, like, 0.51. There we go. Strength down even further. There we go. go. Who's this silly guy? He's a goofy goober called Antarctic Godzilla. At least loosely based on Antarctic Godzilla. Looks nothing like the actual accounts, but, you know, it's not real. It's made up. I can make it whatever I want. Maybe the lines from the textures could be seen as scars. Yeah, maybe we could put, like, if it keeps popping back up whenever I, like, correct something, then I might just put some red there and be like, it's a scar. Because why not? Make a little lemonade out of lemons. Okay, so do I have speckles? Time to find out. Nope, I don't have it enabled already. Let's get a texture mask, new texture. I'm gonna hide my screen in case I open up a spoiler folder. DG drive. Brushes. Speckles. Yes, there we go. Alright, cool. Because they have a personal base with that table because she threw that thing way really far. Yeah, I mean, I think she just doesn't know her own strength. Or maybe she does and she's just trying to intimidate, you know? Oh yeah, we have to randomize it so that it doesn't look awful. There we go. Alright, and then remove some of that strength. And then invert it. Oh wait, there we go. There we go. Let me just do it on this one. I need way more strength for the black. Okay, I guess we're back to this one then. God, how much brush strength does it take to add black versus white? Because this is crazy. Okay, there we go. Does it look good on this side? I'll tone it up just a little bit. Oh, getting a little laggy. And then speckles all along this. First of all, I need to soften that up. Cool. By the way, I have your bag. I'll be in every stream. Hell yeah. Oh, that's a little too much. Won't be too concerned about the tail, just because you're probably not going to be seeing it too much, but I do want to get it, like, somewhat proper looking. There we go. It's looking nice and proper. Small salmon trunk you created? I'm not sure. I haven't made anything too small. I guess out of all of them, probably Lila. It's the most, like, to human scale. Unless you count the head that I made for that one video, because then that one, but... either way... oh god, I need to just get a side profile, there we go. Soften that up a bit. Probably even Soften that up. God, that's so strong. Soften this up a bit. And then darken it a bit. Okay, there we go. Looks pretty good. And then save the image. Cool, okay. One of these is sharp. Let's see, not that one. But this one doesn't have a texture, so I can just add it and then make it sharp. Open, also gonna hide against that, no spoilers. There we go. Alright, now how does that look? There we go. That's more like what I actually want. We just make it red. Saturation value. How does that come out? Looks pretty good. Okay, so hold on. This, and focus on it. There we go. Makes it a little bit easier. Oh, nope, needs to be random. Hold on. It's a bit small. I want to make it bigger. Why are its eyes so small? It looks like it's staring into my soul. Yeah, it's intentional creepy design. Oh. If I'm working on the head, I should just hide the body. There we go. Control, invert, hide. There we go. Lag doesn't exist anymore. We can texture paint to our heart's content. I get a little bit of red around the mouth, and then we'll go back over it with the black brush and tidy it up. And that should do it. And then if we airbrush back in black, so it just appears at the edges, then we should be good. Cool. Get the inside looking normal again. I could probably just do that on like on the texture sheet over here. Where is the mouth? Is it this? Yeah, that'll do it. These, just so the mouth's completely black. And is the roof of the mouth? Yeah. Wonderful. Oh, I see what these. I probably manually texture painted here. And then it overlapped with that. That's probably where the hand is. I think I figured it out now. I'm not gonna have any overlapping anymore. It's gonna be so good. Do you have an official name yet? Well, Aside from the name of Antarctic Godzilla, which this is very loosely based on, so I don't think we're gonna keep that. I don't know. I'll start throwing out some ideas in chat. I am not a good namer of things. I use like the same 3 names for every fictional character I make. And I had to really brainstorm for the Mackenzie characters, so. Alright, how does that look under save under normal lighting conditions? It's a little bright. So let's get this sorted a little bit out a little bit. Just to lighten it up a tad. Okay, well, that's a bit much. Let's use my triple click. There we go. That actually makes it go way faster. What'd you do to my dog, bro? Look, he's fine. There ain't nothing wrong with him. He's just a little hungry. By the way, do you have a dog? Last time I was in your other live stream, but I heard your dog barking. Yeah, that's my dog, Coda. She's a little crazy. Let's tone down these just a little bit, but not too much. And then we can airbrush back in the black at the borders here. Nice. Alright, and then save. See how that looks. Looks pretty good. And then if we go to low light conditions, which is where we're going to see it most of the time, yeah, that definitely adds to it. Big fan of that. Okay, so then let's bring it back up so we can keep working on it. Alright, what more does he need, really? Is the main question. I did want to experiment. I guess we haven't been going too long. Only about 30 minutes. We can experiment with hair for a bit. It'll be a nightmare, but you know, that's fine. I'm cool with that. Yeah, let's do hair. Let's see what we can do about that. He's leaving the bald club today. I kind of want to do like a strip down the back. It's kind of like this fill. Or first we need to unhide everything. So let's do like that. And then, yeah, something like that. Let's see what that can do. Get rid of these two, these two, these two. And this will be like his hair patch. You can spin a tire top hat. Look, we're covering up his baldness. Alright, he's getting plugs. Getting hair plugs. Should do the trick. And Mango, just a quick question. How do you feel about people making skits or voiceovers using your characters? Because I wanted to make a video called I vote voiced over both. I have no issues with it. Any fan content, people can do whatever they want. Don't even really have to ask me. Just like make sure that somewhere it states that it's not official stuff and give credit for the characters and you're good to go. What's up, bro? If you can read my chat and say, okay, I'm not doing. I'm just, I ain't doing that. Listen, you almost got me, but not quite. Right, duplicate, separate selection. This will be his little toupee, his little hairpiece. We'll smooth it out a little bit and shrink wrap. Shrink wrap to this above surface. Sure, apply, and then Alt S just a little bit so that it's inside. Then we should be good to go. I'm late. What did I miss? We just touched up on some texture work and then gave him some scars, and now we're giving him hair. Alright, let's try and get this as smooth as possible. See how we feel about this once it actually has hair on it. Particles. That doesn't really look like hair, not gonna lie. There we go. Sick mohawk, dude! That's awesome! I fully support this. Well, actually, honestly, let's just give it hair dynamics and see where it falls first. See how we feel about it. So if it falls nicely, then we shouldn't even really have to worry too much. Okay, so that's not really the vision I had for it. It needs to be droopier. So let's figure this out. First, let's increase the duration of it by like, I don't know. Let's go with like 600 for now. I have a question. What if you might stop making videos? I have no idea what you're talking about. I tried to read that sentence, but I could not decipher. Just gonna be real. Retopo. Okay. How? Maybe we can comb it? There we go. Okay, hold on. So my vision is more so something like, well, it's really not giving me what I want here. Why is this being stubborn? Bro, he's like emo. Okay, what is going on with this hair? Why can't this go down? See, I told you this was going to be a nightmare, but you know what? We're going to figure it out. I don't care. Is there like a bend limit I need to change? I'll stick it all straight back up for now, but maybe if I do exit particles. Structure. Let's make it like 5 kilograms per vertex. See what that does. Okay, it all goes down if I do that. So that's a start. Interesting. Emo hair, I'm loving it. Yeah, we're gonna give him a little emo phase. Or sorry, it's not a phase, according to him. You know what? Actually, wait. Okay, first of all, we need to increase. Frame range 600. And then this. Hold on, am I selecting the right thing? Yeah, he needs to be a collision object, kind of. So then let's let it do its thing and see what happens now. Oh, I'll let it cook. I'll give it a minute to figure out what it wants to do. Interesting. I'll give it another couple hundred frames and see what it cooks up. Honestly, I don't hate it. I do kind of like the ratty look. It kind of, yeah, okay, I think we can work with this. What if you quit making videos? Honestly, the worst case scenario is I just make lower quality videos, but I enjoy making videos, so I don't think I risk that. If I do though, then you know, I'll let everybody know in advance. Okay, so this honestly, like, I thought this was gonna look way worse, but it's kind of getting there. We just need two things. We need denser hair, number one, and we need to kind of finagle where we want it to go. Where are you adding hair to it? Looks so goofy. Look, you gotta let me cook, okay? Trust me, I can make it look good. Let's see, collision, no. I want to, like, change the quality of the hair. Why can I not adjust this? That's weird, what's going on? Why are these blocked off? Okay, interesting. Cache. Delete all bakes, maybe? Maybe that'll let me do it? No. Are you sure? Listen, this is the artistic process. Sometimes we're only 30 minutes in, we got like an extra hour, maybe an hour and a half to figure it out. I've got pretty much everything else already set up. So this is the experimental portion of it. There's a good chance that we use none of it, but you know what? We gotta take the chance because it could look awesome if it works. Interpolated. Yeah, we'll go with 10. We'll go with long hair because it's gonna be long hair. I don't know why. Hold on, I'm just gonna delete it and then start back up for her hair because I don't know why it wasn't letting me. Oh, is it because I combed it? That'd be weird. We'll make it a little bit shorter. Segments. We need like maybe 20 segments each. I got nothing but faith in your cooking. I appreciate that. By the way, how did the wolf get blind? He clawed his own eyes out when he didn't get to hang out with his buddy, the raven. Hi, what's up? Tricia? Why can't a night guard fix the eyes of the wolf? Well, he is a night guard. It's not a mechanic, though. Okay, hair dynamics. We'll make it 5 kilograms again. And since it's 20 segments, a little bit shorter, maybe it'll look a little better. I'm just gonna give it a... Actually, wait, I need to change it to playback every frame. So that we get what we're looking for. Oh yeah, I need to delete the previous bakes, that's why it was being weird. Delete all bakes, and then start... Why is it doing that? Hold on. Delete all bakes, delete them, get rid of them. Make this 600, and then we'll bake it. Let's see what comes out the other end. Oh boy. Can you give me membership? I'm broke. I don't think I can, but I got gifting turned on. Are there any generous souls in chat? Dude, I got Skittles on... Okay. Little sidebar while this is baking. I have wait, 60? I didn't do 60 frames. Why are you lying to me? Delete. 600 frames. Bake that. There we go. Yeah, I got Skittles on my desk, and love Skittles. Only problem is, if I have too many, I get very, like, sick. Another problem, I literally always have too many, especially if they're just, like, sitting in front of me on my desk. So, I might get a little bit vomity in the middle of this stream, and it'll be my own damn fault, but you know what? We ball. These are kind of adult decisions I make with my free will. Welcome to my horror cryptid Skittles mukbang. There's one thing you could change about Mackenzie's Learning Lodge lore. What would you go back and change? I think I would, now that we're getting closer to the end of it, probably have more heavily focused on, like, more directly telling the story of who the person is that's haunting the animatronics. I think in the later half, I've decided I'm definitely gonna like focus on that more. So that's gonna be a big part of the last half of the series. You're gonna get a little more information on that. But if I go back retroactively, I probably would have dropped even more little hints and nods to that. I love waiting for things to bake. This is why I need a better CPU. You know what? I'm gonna pull it up right now. While we're waiting for it to bake, I got nothing better to do. Where is my build? Is everything still on Amazon for it? Let's check. It would appear mostly to be the case, except for a few things. I'll have to swap those out, actually. How many more episodes of Mackenzie's Learning Lodge can be expected? Well, I have one mini episode coming out next. It's going to be big in terms of lore, but small in terms of duration. And then after that, for like main episodes, there's going to be an episode for Bo and then an episode for Mackenzie. And I'm debating if the Mackenzie episode is going to be its own thing followed up by one to do with the Health Fund or not. I might just combine them. But once we get to the Health Fund, that's going to be like the final episode. So one mini episode and then at most 3 more episodes, at minimum 2 more. Alright, cool. Let's see. Let's see what this bake produced for us. Alright. You ready, folks? Look at this beautiful hair physics. That's kind of not what I would have wanted. But wait, hold on. Actually, if we turn on interpolated children, long hair, and then we go back to this, and we're going to need to change the hair shape just a little bit. And then I think if we apply this, because I like kind of this side streak that we got going on here. That I'm a fan of. We would just need to kind of comb it and trim it and then frizz it up a bit. Obviously we need to get rid of everything that's in front of his eyes. But it's not looking the worst. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Is there a way to... I don't want to, like, delete it and then it goes back to the way it was before. How do I, like, apply this current shape? Particle edit. Did I crash Blender? Oh no. I think I might have crashed Blender. Oh, I didn't crash it. I just can't edit the hair now. Oh no, never mind. If I turn on the... Yeah, no, I still just can't edit hair. Okay. Rough. If I go back... I have an idea, because I do want it to somewhat rest on it, but not perfectly. So let's delete bake. Oh wait, deleting... Oh wait, delete all bakes. Why is it still baked? I deleted it. That doesn't make any sense. Barnacle edit. Okay, does it still do the weird thing? It does. Actually, wait. Idea. Let's go to the side. We'll set it straight up. And then half of them will pull out to this side. And the other half out to this side. And then we pull it back just a little bit. I'm going to turn down strength a little bit. Not that much. Curve it back. And then try and see what we get from that. Bake this. One of the cryptids you're modeling, like, what's the name? So far we got... Why did I forget? Antarctic Godzilla. That's what we're basing it on. Message rejected. Oh no. What did I miss? It looks like an old lady. I'll make fun of your experimentation. I'm just telling you that adding the hair looks like a mistake, but I didn't do it. Okay, listen. We'll put you in timeout for a little bit. You gotta chill. Let me cook. It might end up looking bad, but we have to try. That's the thing about art, okay? You gotta experiment, spend about at least an hour on it, and then go, this looks like ass, and then you delete it. But we gotta do the hour of finagling first to figure out if that's the case. Alright, and then if I press escape, does that stop it? Yes, it does. Thank God. Okay, so it really wants to go to the front, which I don't like. Use my terrible spelling because I use the tiny keyboard and autocorrect. Nice. Welcome back, Mr. Finney. I imagine it as a mutation siren mermaid thing. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe. It's like a mermaid, but instead of like a cross between a fish and a person, it's like a leopard seal and a person almost. You know. Okay. Back to square one. I think it's not a terrible idea. We just need to figure out the right hair pattern for it. So number one, it can't go that far forward. It needs to be a little further back. Maybe we'll make it a little bit wider even. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Or is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, okay. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fill that out. That'll be symmetrical. Duplicate. Or wait, no, we don't want it to stop at that line actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We'll narrow it down to 1 at the top. There we go. And then same thing at the front. Duplicate, separate, selection. Pick that. Let's. I mean, that's the seams won't matter so much because it's just gonna be a little patch. Put that there. What about spines coming out of the head instead of hair? That could be good. I think I want to try one more iteration of the hair, see how I feel about it, and then if it's too annoying, then I'll just move on from the hair idea. Maybe like the hair could be around the round part and have a short hair. It could be a little shorter. Mayhaps. Because the thing is, I don't want to like make it like normal hair. Like I don't want to give it a low taper fade or anything. You know, that might take away from the horror factor if this thing has like a broccoli cut or something. But we do. I kind of want to give it like the horse like line of hair down the back and see how that feels. And if it looks good, we'll keep it. If it looks terrible, we'll get rid of it. I already kind of like this configuration a little more. We're going to make it a lot shorter. Down to like here. Segments, 20. Turn on hair dynamics and make it way like... You know, we'll make it like 3 instead of 5. Maybe that'll help. And 600 for the cache, but we're not going to go all the way. I'm going to wait until it goes to like 120 and then see. You know what I was doing? I was working on multiple projects. I've made so far as multiple projects and multiple ideas a day. Is that true, Psycho Games? You got a lot of stuff going on all at once. I mean, I've got the stream stuff that I'm making and then also Mackenzie's, so I guess I'm in a similar boat. I put it to 60 again, didn't I? Well, you know, it doesn't particularly matter. I mean, maybe it will, but we'll see. Oh, it just breaks. Not gonna lie, I didn't see that one coming. Delete. Maybe move it up just a little bit. Try again. Oh, like the horse mane type hair. And is this... Yeah, pretty much horse mane. And is this cryptid you're making up? Kind of. It's in reinterpretation of a cryptid that technically exists, but that doesn't have consistent descriptions. So I'm kind of basing it on an existent one and kind of just using it as an excuse to make my own horrors. There's a rebooted shift in Life Story Freddy's Remastered, Savings Chapter 1, Tamania Island, and anything else. Damn, you were a lot. Way more than I could do. That's for sure. I'll take a couple of Skittles. Why not? Push myself to the edge of trigger overdose. I have so many writings on my backlog. ADHD puts me in a spot where I gotta juggle or nothing gets done on anything. Yeah, I'm like the exact opposite. I have to hyper focus on one thing or it'll just never happen, you know? I'm the type of dude where an unscheduled phone call ruins my plans for the day, you know. That's me in a nutshell. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is closer. This is closer. It's still not quite right, but I think we're getting there. Interesting. Okay. I think it needs to be longer. We are cooking. We are onto something. I believe. Increase the length. First of all. Then particle edit. I'm gonna trim some bits of it after it does its thing. Or maybe I'm not able to. Maybe I have to do it at this point. Do like that. keep it long. And then let it do its thing. Should make the elbow more pointy. Mayhaps. Not saying I disagree. We'll give it a little try. Okay, I get it. I thought it was like you're making your own cryptids at first. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a little mix of things. So you're saying I should make an unscheduled call to you, like, right now? Yeah, that would really help out my thought process on blending right now. Love unscheduled phone calls. It's even better when people will like call you and they'll be like, "Oh, I have like an issue I need you to solve," and then out of nowhere they're like, "Wait, never mind," and then they hang up. But they don't say like if it was resolved or what the issue was, and then I'll just be sitting there like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna think about that all day now." Because when it's something where it's like, oh, you know, I can figure it out. That's like, okay, cool. I can do it. Set aside. It's done. If I can't figure it out, then it's like, oh god, what happened? Okay. Does this look better? I want to frazzle it. The issue is I kind of have to like figure out a way to do dynamics and then also frazzle it, because dynamics is the only thing that's letting me comb it low enough for it to look proper. It's very annoying. Does anybody know if there... Okay, I don't know if there's any Blender people in chat right now. Does anybody know if there's a way to, like, apply this shape and then comb it from there? Because if so, it would be much appreciated. I'm gonna look around though, see what I can find. Oh wait, let's do children interpolated long hair. Make it like 25. See what that looks like in the viewport. Yeah, he looks okay. Not gonna lie, kind of made him look like Marilyn Manson, just a little bit. Okay, with hair, without hair. With hair, without hair. With hair, without hair. With hair. Without hair. Okay, I think we don't do hair. Hair was a neat idea. It does add something. It doesn't add what I want, though. Maybe what we can do is instead, actually, wait a minute. Significantly better idea. We're gonna add like kelpy bits to him. So it's not gonna be hair, but we're gonna add like seaweed that's dangling down and hanging off parts of him and stuff. So first for that, we gotta make seaweed. That'll be the compromise. Because then it makes him not look like a emo punk rocker. And keeps the horror vibe, but also gives him like something there that I need to be there. What made you go with Mackenzie for the name? Gotta be going to keep it a $1.50. I don't remember. I kind of forgot. I think I was trying to think of like unique names that weren't like of things already out there, and I didn't want it to be like too generic. And Mackenzie's like kind of in that sweet spot where it's like, oh, it kind of sounds like its own thing. So that might have been it, but honest to God, like, don't quote me on that because I don't know how my own brain works sometimes. What the? What is he doing there? Goofy, I didn't put you in this scene. Why are you here? In a rap, what is going on? Get out of my Blender file. I think I've been cursed. I don't know what just happened, but we're gonna pretend it didn't happen. Where'd my plane go? There it is. We're making seaweed. Forget about Goofy. He's not real. Scale Y, scale X. That genuinely threw me for a loop. GX. And then, okay, so how are we gonna make seaweed? I think what I want to do is I want to make a model that is genuinely like physical seaweed, and then I want to like instance that as like little cardboard cutouts basically on his head. Or maybe we just make a bunch of genuine seaweed, who knows. Next animatronic spoilers, you know what? I will say that technically the skull that I released images of previously, if you go to my community posts, it's there. Technically, that will be part of the design, in a sense. That's the only spoiler I'm throwing out there. Okay, so let's subdivide this a bunch. And then... Nope, Alt-R? What's the thing for picking the next one? No, that's not it. You know what, I'll just do it manually. Who cares? No. Scale along the X a little bit. And then we'll subdivide. Okay, that's a little bit seaweedy. Goofy the Rabbit, the super secret cousin of Bonnie. So true. What if you put kelp on it? Maybe put barnacles on it. Oh my god, you're so right. Actually, hold on. Before we get into the nightmare that is kelp, I do want to do barnacles now. You've given me genuinely grade A idea. We're doing that. Let's do cylinder. Model a little barnacle first. Because that one should be super easy. I just need to like populate clumps of barnacle things all over it. Maybe barnacles on his chest if it's bare. Let's actually take a look at what it looks like right now. Yeah, chest barnacles could work. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Big move. I'll scale that in. Easy. Inset. Extrude. And then we'll do this, and this. All need to be beveled a little bit. And I'll add a bunch of geometry here. And then I'll inset this. And bevel this just a little bit. Shade smooth, see how it looks. Looks fine. We'll definitely need to add procedural noise to it though. We'll go to geometry nodes and do a very simple thing. Okay. I say simple, but honest to God, I've already forgotten everything that all of these nodes do. Geometry, join geometry input, selection, no. Output, attribute, curve, mesh, sample, write, read, operations. Mesh Boolean points, subdivision surface, primitives, no. Topology, no. EV. I'm just gonna start looking for keywords that sound like they do what I want them to do. Distort, no. Warp? Wrap. Wrap is not what I want. Transform geometry. Okay. don't think that's what I want. Mesh. Extrude mesh, mesh to curve, curve to mesh to points, volume to mesh. Mesh to density grid, edge path to curves, flip, scale, triangulate, cone, edge, angle, phase, corner, radius, phase, shorten, sample. This stuff is magical, you know what? It's bold of me to assume I was going to learn this again. We're just doing it the old-fashioned way. Sculpting. Just wrinkle it up. Alright. Shade smooth. That looks a little rough. So what we're gonna do is subdivide. And then I'll fix all of the stuff that looks wrong. Delete that. Grab this, grid fill. Good enough, and then, nope, that, I can Alt S. That looks enough like a barnacle, although I need to sort out these folds a little bit. Do smooth. There we go. And then it's all gonna be in the, what you call it, the shading. Go to this. View only this for now. Barnacle. Noise texture. Color ramp. Make that yellowish. Then, yeah, that can work. Bring the black up a little further. And then noise texture. Add detail to that, because why not? Duplicate that, put that in normal, add a bomb node in between the two of them. Set the distance to 1. Control T, let's make, what'd you call it? Six? No. I definitely want to make the Z smaller. Zero. Make that a 0, 1. Okay, make it another 0. Good enough, I think. Turn the scale down. And maybe a little bit of distortion. And that should work as a barnacle. And then we'll just put it all over the character. Distribute points on faces. Okay, so we wouldn't want to put it on this one. We'd want to put it on this one. Distribute points on faces. Combine. Join geometry. That one, and then the original mesh. There we go. So now he has a bunch of points all over him. And I can change how I feel about them later, and then object info. That object geometry. No. Selection. Is that not what we want to put in? Output the entire object as a single instance. Yeah, that. No, cool. Geometry, material operations, read, sample. No. For each input geometry into an instance, which can be much faster than the join geometry node, and the inputs are large. Interesting. Right, operations, mesh to points? No. I guess I could try it, but I don't think that's what I want. No. How do I sample one object to be the thing to put on the things? Object. That. There. Conversion is not supported. Object to Boolean. Wait a minute. I think I figured it out. I don't put it there. Points. Instance. On points. That's what it is. So that's the points. And the instance. Object. No. Cool. But we are closer. How do I do this? Mesh. Generate a point cloud from our meshes vertices. Ew. How do I do it? You know, I'm gonna Google it at this point. I don't even care. Hold on. Google away. YouTube. Or I guess just Google. How to make one object in Blender appear on points of another object geometry. Use geometry nodes with an instance on points node, add an object info node to select the target object, set it to relative, and connect it. That feels like a lie. Hold on. Finally, use the join geometry node to combine the original mesh with the new instances. Okay, so object info. Geometry. Relative. No. Original. Rotation. No. Okay, I want to make it... I mean, this is closer, but I don't want it to be like that. Apply scale. Let's make it even smaller. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Now that we've gotten past that roadblock. So we move this up here. These over here. And we want rotation. Normal. Is there like a math node? Math. put this in there and that in there. Interesting. So that doesn't work. Okay. A little annoying. But it is what it is. We'll live. Transform. I'll put this here? No. Because then I could just do... Whoa. That's interesting. Normal rotation? Oh. That's approaching being something. Okay. What's Poisson disc? Tribute points randomly on the surface while taking a minimum distance in between. Ooh. I think that's what we want. Yeah, because we don't want them too close to each other. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that too much for now. Figure that out a little later. I want to figure out this rotation issue. Not scale. I'll skip that. I don't know what I can do more here. Sorry I'm so late. It's okay, Goofy. I forgive you. Rotation. This feels like it should just work, but it doesn't. Geometry nodes make no sense, man. I just don't get it. Or wait a minute. Hold on. Maybe just normal. Into the rotation. True normal. No, that doesn't do it. Geometry, read. Retrieve a unit length vector indicating the direction pointing away from the geometry at each element. That's what that should do, and it doesn't do it. I was gonna draw, but I didn't know what to draw. Any suggestions, Megla? Hey, I don't know. Gotta put me on the spot. I say an anglerfish. These anglerfish are pretty cool. Alright, you know what? I'm not figuring out geometry nodes, and you know what? I'll get more control by just manually doing it anyway. This is the eternal trade-off of geometry nodes. If I ever figure it out one day, it'll be faster, but I'm never going to figure it out, so it'll just be faster to not mess with it. Save. Let's move these around. Snap to face. Line rotation to target. Does that do what I want it to do? Yes, it does. Alright, and then let's go to this. I'm late. Welcome, drawer guy. Okay, and then let's do this. Hold on. Hide subdivision. There we go. Let's make it snap cursor. Or wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. Set origin to geometry. Nope, don't do that. God, why is it doing this? All right. GZ 0.001. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah, wait. This would be 10. There we go. Snap. Or duplicate. Separate selection. GZ minus 0.01 so that it goes back to the normal. Then we select this. Set origin to geometry. Snap cursor to selected. Delete that. And then snap or set origin to 3D cursor. There we go. And now, when we grab this, it will behave exactly how I want it to. Like so. Okay, it's still not really doing what I want it to do, which is a little annoying, but it is what it is. Why is it not doing what I want it to do? Oh, there we go. That's closer to what I want it to do. Oh, is it because I'm not like putting my cursor on it? Hold on. Set transformation center onto target. Center? Does that do it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that fixes my issue. So we're gonna manually place some barnacles. Nice. Missed last stream. Also, Mega, what's up? Howdy, welcome to Tarnished Obsession. Duplicate this. Put it up here. Lovely. Fan art in the community? Hell yeah, I can check it out afterward. Scale that down. I don't want to make it patches of 3 everywhere. So I'll have to change it up just a little bit. God, this is gonna take forever actually, now that I think about it. Well, for now I'll get a bunch of barnacles on the front figured out, and then I can come back later and tweak it. How do they look for now? Not bad. Does add a little bit. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to add even more of them at any given time. They look good, it's just I need bigger clumps of them. I'll probably just have to look up a video on geometry nodes. That might be me biting the bullet there, because then also this is going to add so much geometry just on its own. So I'm actually going to leave it for now. Why is it lagging? What happened? There we go. Could you duplicate in a group of them? Then paste multiple at the same time to save time. Well, the thing is, I could kind of do that. It's just it would be... If I weren't using geometry nodes, it would be an issue of the group would all point the same way, but they wouldn't be stuck to the body. It would all just kind of be like on the same level. Like here, I could show you what I mean. If I duplicate this, scale it up, duplicate that, scale it down, or whatever, and then I grab all of them, and then I duplicate them and try to put them like here. Actually, wait a minute. Or no, hold on. Because if I think the issue's there, it's just not as apparent. So if I were to put one like over here, and then duplicate it, yeah, there we go. It kind of like, some of them float a bit, and some of them are not like actually on there. It's just, it's very annoying, but it doesn't really work as well as you'd hope. That, and I'd also be adding a lot of geometry by doing it this way anyway, so I should probably just figure out geometry nodes, because then I can instance it, and then technically they're not real, and then also they'll move with the mesh when I animate it, which would be a lot better anyway. But, you know, so for now, I'm just going to put it over to the right. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'll just put it over there, and then I'll figure out how to instance it later. Kelp, though, we won't need to instance. Kelp, we can just put on it, and that'll be fine. So I'll do the barnacle thing later, but Kelp for now. I have at least a barnacle. Play every FNAF game? I have, I think, unless I'm forgetting some, which is very likely. Oh, I see. Dang, I really thought the hamster man was running over time in his wheel. Yeah. It almost works, but not quite. I'm gonna make Kelp now. Then I'll do that. Zoom in on it. Me right now? Hell yeah. Why did I go rendered? I didn't want to do that. I wanted to turn on this. Okay, I'm gonna move that down just... Or actually... Played Graveyard Shift at Freddy's? I think I have. I don't entirely remember, actually. But I think I have. Okay, so that's not entirely what I want. One... 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll just delete the end one. Delete these, delete these. And then I will array it. Wrong direction. There we go. That'll do for now. Play seaweed is a good idea. Genius, I'll let you cook for now. Appreciate it. Would you feel like if Fina's World added the animatronic event? I don't know what that is. Array. Okay. I'm gonna need to merge these by distance. There we go. And then warble it a little bit. Sculpt it. Do that. Well, that didn't really work. It just kind of expanded it. Hold on. Maybe I just need to go side profile. Why is it being weird? Okay. Bro, why can I not grab it? Okay, there we go. That'll hopefully give us some anchor points, at least a little bit. Move it up and down. No, it just doesn't work. Why would that be the case? Interesting. There we go. Okay, we have slight wrinkles. What's up, baby? Finally able to join stream after missing most of them. Welcome. You dancing singing club music? Yeah, it's like that SpongeBob jellyfish techno music. Subdivide. Gonna apply that. Maybe that was a bad idea. But maybe not. Skilly's down. You know what? I'll just sculpt it. General brush. Grab this. Pull it in. If I render this out, I can make it an image and then just turn the image into PNG cards, and then the PNG cards will be fine. I mean, that I could probably just even use the real kelp and just simulate it. Actually, yeah, we're gonna do it that way, because then I can give it thickness, and that's probably pretty good. Yeah, you know, that's what we're gonna do. It's cryptid making time. So true. Alright, take this. Bring it up. Over the head. Salmon shark that has the sharpest teeth will probably Wolfgang, if I were to guess off the top of my head. Oh. Okay. Move that over here. Okay. Now I need to give it a proper material. Where am I? What is happening? Oh, it's because I just have the barnacle focused on. There we go. Green, but dark green. Roughness pretty low. Well, I could probably do noise for that. Color ramp. Let's do preview. I thought it was Lila. Actually, yeah, Lila probably. I mean, she probably has bigger, sharp teeth. Probably between the two of them. Doesn't bow also have like really sharp buck teeth? Yeah, it kind of depends on how you gauge your sharpness. But Lila and Wolfgang are both pretty high up there. Okay, that should be good. And then if we add noise texture. Color ramp. Make it green. 0.333. Saturation 100%. And then make it dark. See how that looks rendered. Looks alright. Maybe make this a little bit brighter. Yeah, there we go, because then it's a good mix of colors. Detail. Scale up. Cool. See, it kind of looks like pasta a little bit. Kind of reminds me a bit of lasagna. Or are we rigging it? Not yet. I'm just trying to get some seaweed on its head. And then later on we can figure out the barnacle problem. We'll make this weed. That's going to be the material name. And I will apply weed to the rest of these. And then duplicate up, rotate Z 180. Put them here. Wait, why did it... Oh, it just kind of like mostly lined up. We'll put it like that. And then scale these up. So we got some variety. Then probably bring them here-ish. Okay. Need to add a little bit of bumpiness to it, just so that it doesn't look too flat. Or bump map. That's what we want. Bump map. Noise texture. Bada bing, bada boom. It's gonna take a minute to load. Weed, yeah, weed. Wait, so the next episode's about Bo, right? Yeah, the next big episode's about Bo. The next mini episode's kind of more general, but, you know. Okay. Well, what's... Okay, there we go. Distance up just to like 0.01 about. We don't need a lot of it, just a little bit. All that. Shade smooth. Okay. Maybe 0.025. Scale down. No. Maybe bring the detail up, but then bring it down to just 0.02. Like your videos, appreciate it. Still gonna be helpful or no? That's for you to see when the video comes out. So sad about what happened to Richard. Yeah, it is a little tragic. My goat's gone, but not forgotten. True. R.I.P. Never forget. Okay, if I can show that kind of ruined it a little bit, not gonna lie. Why did that happen? Yeah, I mean, you know what? Actually, it's not the worst. Maybe I just like lengthen it. So scale on X is a little longer. Yeah, something like that. That'll do it. Makes it look a little more natural. And bring this down to like 0.04. How does that look? Rendered. Looks pretty good. Then give this cloth physics. Oh god, it's all fallen to the ground. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Interesting. Okay, so it all kind of falls to this bit, which I don't particularly want. I want to make it... Okay, hold on. Let's see. Can I add friction? Not friction during particle collision. Full friction. Don't want it to essentially go anywhere. Let's grab this one, and bring them forward a bit. Then just this one. Bring that forward. Bring that backward just a little bit. Bring that forward. Duplicate these, bring them upward. Damn it. Okay, there we go. GY, rotate. About there. Alright, and then with the friction where it's at, let's see what that does. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so what I want to do, if we bring it back, this friction doesn't want 100% stop it, but I do want to like get to the, yeah, so this would be like an impact point. And then we apply it. Then we just take everything that's kind of like in contact with it. So if I do this, just take everything that's about this point and then make it its own vertex group. Cloth in. Wait, that's searching. That's not adding. Hold on. Assign cloth in. Then we go back to physics. Give it another cloth simulation. Oh god. And then shape, pin, cloth pin. Let's see what that does for us. Okay, okay. That ain't bad. Looks pretty good. I think it's workable. Wait, is the... Hold on, I need to see if the material's changing with where it's at, or is that just reflections? That may very well just be reflections. Yeah. Unless I'm crazy. Okay, so that kind of works. It's a little flipped around here. Oh yeah, she a diva? Yeah, for sure. I think if we add some like... Because I know there's like kind of... Not like coral, but... If we add some more of the like wiry kelp up here and some clumps to hide some bits of it, then I think that would work pretty perfectly. But I like where it's at for now. We can hide the cloth sim. Just have it sit right there for now. Then we can tweak it a bit more later. But I think that's about what I would want for the hair. And then we would just have to figure out barnacles. But then someone said to try and make the elbows a little pointier, which honestly I'm not opposed to. So let's see what that would look like if we did that. If we made it just like a little more. I think that kind of works pretty good, not gonna lie. So I'll just symmetrize it and then do it again. Hold on, let me make it orthographic so I know what I'm looking at. There we go. There we go. Does it look from the side? Little pointy, little interesting. Rendered, does it look normal? Here, wait, let's get rid of, go back to this view. I think it works. Yeah, that definitely adds to it. Looking pretty good. Definitely increases the spooky factor, yeah, for sure. Alright. We got a little bit of bloody scrapes around the face. We got the details fixed up for the sides of it. We got the hair. We got the pointy elbows. Might need to add fingernails at some point, but I honestly don't know if I want to finagle with that right now. It's really just down to the barnacles. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out geometry nodes between now and next stream, at least for barnacles, because I want to get barnacles on this thing. I think that's going to add like a massive amount to it. And after that, it's just on to rigging, and I might be able to even animate with it, which would be pretty good. I do want to figure out the teeth, though. Maybe we see if there's any better looking options for teeth shaders. And after that, we can wrap up. Quick best impression of what it would sound like. Hey, Peter. I don't know. It'd be rough. A lot of the stuff that I do with the character sound effects is literally just like I will snarl into a microphone and then mess around with the audio file in Audacity. So literally, like if you go back and you check out the Lila video, like she's got some like weird snarls and stuff that she does. That's just me. I just put like a computer like digital filter over it to make it sound like a robot, and then edited some of the audio ranges. So you know, mayhaps screeching. Yeah, I think this thing would be more of like a because I know like leopard seals, they kind of have like a deep kind of guttural sound that they do. They kind of sound weird, like almost, I don't want to say laser noises, but it almost kind of is like that in some instances. Rarg, they, yeah, did it in text form. 10 out of 10, honestly. Why does it look like it's crying? It looks like it's sad about something. What did you do? Yeah, we gave it a little bit of that Dark Souls boss hollowness. So, you know. But let's check out these teeth. Let's be a dentist for a minute, if we can ignore his 1,000-yard stare and just focus on teeth. I want to see what we can do about these. Is this on my playlist? Oh, it is. Interesting. I'll skip it for now, but I didn't know that was on my playlist. Because I don't know how much of Silent Hill stuff is copywritten. I think... First of all, why is this not shaded smooth? That was making it look weird. But I think... maybe all we really need to do would be try and integrate the gums into the tooth color. So maybe if we can like make it a little blacker at the base, that would be nice. Maybe like ambient occlusion. There's always a double-edged sword of a node because it never really does what I want it to do, but color ramp. combine mix color. Bring this back. Bring that there. Ambient occlusion to there. And then change it to darken. And see if darken does it. Ooh. That ain't bad. That kind of does what I want it to do. Does it do it in cycles? I doubt it. Actually, it kind of does. Yeah, that adds significantly. Hold on. Is this actually secretly epic? Let's bring this here. Only local? No. Side? No. That's too many samples, apparently. We'll leave it at 16. Yeah. That's pretty good, not gonna lie. It's pretty good. Do you remember it? I do. When are you gonna make a video? I'm currently actively working on the next video to come out, which should hopefully only be like at most a week or two from being done. I have to figure out all the complexities of it first though. Alright, I think that's teeth done. Give it a little quick save there. Alright, I think we've made significant progress on this. I think the only other thing that I would want to do before we properly get to rigging it and then animating with it is I want to, first of all, maybe sort out the seaweed a little bit more, because it does look a little flat right now. So maybe experiment with it a little bit more and then get geometry nodes figured out so that I can do this barnacle setup and scatter that all over. But then once that's done, it's pretty much a complete design and we can animate with it. Which, by the way, let's check in on how the lighting looks now. Hold on. And I'll set the kelp physics to be on. And then we go to this and we set it to 0. Wonderful. That's just lovely. Is it this spotlight? Yeah, no. This spotlight. That's lovely. Look at our little buddy, our little friend. Say hi. He's shy. What's your favorite game? Probably it's between a couple games, but I'm going between either Doom Eternal, Psychonauts, Devil May Cry 5, or one of the Darksiders games. That's horrifying. Yeah, it's the goal. Look at him. He's just, I mean, he is just a silly little guy, you know. He's shy. Don't be too judgmental of him, but, you know, he is somewhat of a horror beyond human comprehension. So I'll just leave him up here as we close out. There we go. Appreciate you guys coming out. Appreciate all the comments and the questions and everything and the suggestions. I think we've made significant progress. And next time I will learn what I need to do in order to make geometry nodes work. And we can get some barnacles on them and then get them rigged so we can actually animate them. And then once we can do that, I'm gonna cook up a little short with them because this is a cool character design and I actually want to do something. So, other than that, thanks for hanging out for a little while. New Mackenzie video should not be far away now. It'll be shorter than most, but it'll be out pretty soon. Heroes Megla, appreciate it, Marco. Would he like a burger? He probably would. No cheese though. He just wants pure Borgar. Wait, what's his name? Oh, damn. We didn't decide on a name, did we? Also, my fan art, please. That's true. Let's check out the fan art before we go. 1 second. Go to channel. Posts. Let's see what we got here. Oh wait, you said it was on my YouTube channel. Let me go to my YouTube channel. First. Oh wait, where is the community? Oh, there it is, community. Okay. Let's peek at the community. Newest. And then I'll plop it out so that I can actually show it on stream. There we go. And here it is. A little bit of fan art, a little bit of Mackenzie art. Give him a little like. It's a bow in the Mackenzie head. You love to see it. And then I can show it again just in case any of you didn't see it. It's also in the community posts. But this, if I go to my posts, is the skull preview that I put out a couple streams ago. Glad I can finally make it to one of the streams. Glad you can come out. So this is the skull that we got going on here. This is a work in progress of it. I've updated it since, and it looks quite a bit better than it did here. But you know, just to give anybody who didn't get to peep the horror a little sneak peek at it. Cryophobia. It's cryophobia. Been crazy sick. Damn. Hope you get better. We'll pray on the odds that you feel better. You know, some might say we're gonna gamble on it. Also, I believe streams are every Saturday. Indeed, they are. So next Saturday, I'll be coming out and I'll be finishing up this silly little fella, this little guy. And hopefully we'll be animating with him by the end of that Saturday, so that'll be fun. Other than that, I got nothing else. And so I'll see you guys next stream. Take care. And yeah, that's all I got. Peace.